everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in Gold Rush. Part 10, I think, is what we're on right now. Part 17. I'm way off. Today is August 19th, 2024, and you are loved. That is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards where anywhere audio casts are being made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our you can check up on the VOD of each of the games that we have played up until this point. And you can also go towards where anywhere audio casts are being made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to again join us at patreon.com/indooradventures. But let's say you already support us on Patreon, you already support us on YouTube and Twitch and all of those other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Well, guess what, Acorns? I got your back, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks. We even have face masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, designed by our very own Cyberwolf 1201, where all of the proceeds of our merch currently goes to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause or possibly help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is Indoor Adventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. So hey, RJ, who you playing today?
Hello everybody, my name is RJ. Today I'm playing Kid, the Genasi Sword Mage. I go by he, him. He goes by he, they. Death Fog. We're gonna deal with this, right? We're...
Death Fog.
Yes, indeed, we are.
Cool, that's great.
Hello, everybody. I'm LBHackEmUp, and I'm playing Trisannas, aka Triss. I go by she, her. She goes by she, they. And she is a Wilden Seeker, and she speaks for the dead, and she is pissed.
Boy, I'm Cyber. I use he or whatever pronouns. I play Rakel. Rakel goes by she, her. She is a human shaman, and she speaks for death. Not the dead, just death.
I'm the Indoor Adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be playing as Carruthers Edelweiss, also known as Ruth to his friends, uses he, him pronouns, and if we're talking about who we speak for, well, I'm rolling into this speaking for the party on account of my sizable gold fortune.
And that just leaves me. Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. I am the DM for this here campaign. And if you weren't here last week, get ready, because I'm about to go into the recap, and then you will know what happened last week, but you won't have any context. So go back and watch everything, I guess. Last week, on session 16, the posse escaped the debate room. However, Ruth's elderly body had been ravaged by the miasma. Everyone rendezvoused back at the boarding house and hunkered down to recover from the ordeal. Rakel received a vision in which a lupine creature gifted her his hide to protect her from the figure stalking the posse. In the morning, she found a symbol drawn outside her snare that she was able to interpret into a ritual to protect them from the miasma. Dead Man Hands came through on his promise and sent a letter detailing the Baron's whereabouts, a private train line that only appears in Lethe Springs during budget negotiations. The posse devised a plan where they would approach Foreman Firearms and claim to be investors. When we last left off, Ruth, disguised as Armadillo Daniel, flashed a substantial sum of gold, which piqued the foreman's interest, who then reached over, pulled a lever, and shut the posse into his office, saying, "Now we can talk."
And Ruth sort of just, I think he is a little shocked at the sound of the clanging door.
Shrunk.
Just, oh, well, of course. Now, is this the part where we go over your rates, or how many men you'll be assisting with, or as a foreman, is there someone that I have to talk to, but I have to talk to you first on their behalf?
First, I have a few questions for you, if you
Yes,
don't
of
mind.
course.
This fire genasi with tattoos up and down his arms, like large, like Popeye the Sailor Man style forearms. You know what I'm saying? He is chewing on a cigar, and now that the door is shut, the only source of light in the room is kind of his smoldering hair, as well as these half-closed blinds behind him. It's a very moody scene. He kind of leans back in his chair, and being that like all of the light is coming from behind him, it's kind of hard to read his expression. He says, "How exactly did you hear about our little project here?"
Why, one Jacob Crow, we were making our way towards some, well, soon-to-be unincorporated area to sort of stake out the operation that you had, and it was Jacob who pointed us here.
Oh, makes sense, makes sense. You were able to get through the Deathlands just fine on your own?
Yeah, my guards are awful strong, but of course that's what I pay them for, you understand.
He
In
kind
the
of like
most-
just points around the room, looking at each of you, says, "Lawman?"
In the most flattest tone Kid can muster, he goes, "Y'all are getting paid." He'll affirm that he has law and is a man, kind of.
Law boy!
Law boy!
He'll just like nod his head over to the foreman.
Okay. He kind of like nods at the rest of you. He seems to be like giving you an appraising gaze. And he returns his attention back to Ruth. "How old would you say you are?"
I'm, well, not a day shy of 69. He'll give him a wink.
"And you've got a fairly normal lifespan."
Well, yeah. I mean, there are potions and tinctures that help to elongate, and I am quite young at heart as well.
I see. You see, I ask because our current benefactor has something of a problem with timelines. He's a little too patient, if you understand. He's not really working on a time scale that is beneficial to myself and my wife. Do you see where I'm coming from here?
Oh, yes, of course. Now, you and your
Is it-
wife, I assume, would most likely want to start homesteading. Perhaps a young Colt Firearms on the way?
Oh, well, we're both very busy people right now. We're focusing on our business. And, you know, there are options later down the
Of
line.
course.
We might choose to rear offspring in a different way. You know what I'm saying? He kind of like nurses on that fucking cigar a little bit.
Oh, of course. There are many ways to help raise a family, and if you can't raise a family, raise a village that'll raise the family for you.
And Daisy Graves is very intent on raising a family.
Ooh. Well, you know what they say, happy wife, happy life.
Indeed. And while we're on the subject, I will say a paid worker is a happy worker. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
You might want to discuss that sort of thing with your employees there.
Oh, he's just kidding.
That's
Real
that's funny. I
card,
see what
that
you did
one.
there.
It is another deadpan thumbs up. I'm the funny one.
All right. Well, I assume you're aware of our operation here.
To an extent. How about you run me down?
Well, he's gonna kind of stand up and start like he'll turn his back to you and like start like sort of like poking through the blinds and like looking outside. Leafy Springs was founded by Baron von Ferrum a number of years ago as a retirement community for ghosts. Ghosts are naturally drawn here, you see, and it's a place for them to linger for as long as they like. Not everybody's so eager to go. Sorry, there's a cat in the sink. I gotta stop.
This is when Cold Firearms starts yelling out the window, just, "Hey! The fuck?"
So,
Get that
at
shake.
at what point are we blowing the place up?
Are we doing that right now, or
I would very much like to.
is this where the fog comes from?
Probably. That's where all the exhaust is coming out of.
Okay, so what happened there was Foreman Firearms goes, "Hey, wait a second! There's that cat again!" He like pulls down like a fucking foghorn, like like an intercom system. It's like a little like horn that he can yell into. He's all like, "Get that cat!" And you hear wow, and it's the displacer beast just rampaging.
Mom, it's that fucking cat again.
Looks
That
kind of like
fucking
like
cat
Grandma.
outside.
Get
Looks like
loose.
Grandma, the fucking thing.
Like motherfucker.
Oh my god. Oh, sorry about that. We've been having some issues. Where was I? Right. Plenty of spirits, plenty of ghosts, plenty of people who have passed on or not necessarily ready to pass on, if you get my drift. This is a place for them to linger as long as they like. The rail line came not long after, just sort of out of necessity. It's a faster way to transport ghosts to the property, and living families could even come and visit.
Well, last
Things
I
just kinda
checked, the
grew from there.
rails haven't been operating as intended, let's say.
A slight vandalism problem. We've been working on it, but Baron's dragging his heels on the budget.
I'm so sorry. I'm a bit of a spiritualist myself. I was just curious. What draws the spirits here, particularly? I know about crystals
My understanding
and-
is that it's a property of this land in general.
I see. No special stones, or there seems to be quite a bit of fog here. That's very unusual for the space.
Ah, yeah, no. Miasmas are doing.
And is that just mind my questioning? If we were to enlist your services, would the town I'd be sponsoring be then populated with ghosts, all account of the death clouds that are rolling out? I only say because as someone who is, as you said so aptly, on a shorter timeline than others, I have begun to see some things around town.
Yeah.
The retirees, I believe you would call them.
The miasma is something of a useful byproduct of some of the other projects we've got going on around here. I find that it is useful for the living to be able to see and eventually communicate with the dead. We sort of have a policy around here that the living will serve the dead, and then you'll rest when you're dead. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, don't I know it. Well, I suppose, question that I would have for you, what are your hiring rates? Obviously, I am a man of services and goods.
Very reasonable. Of course, we usually deal in silver, on account of the fact we don't see many lawmen up here. In fact, we had something of a fundraising event going on in one of the casinos That one kind of fell through.
Oh, well, how do you figure?
Oh, well, you ever heard of something called a poison jar?
I can't say that I have in all my time on this gracious planet. I just don't know if we would call it an Earth, because that's more like centrist on other things, but...
Yeah, it's something from bygone era, something of myth. The idea is that you put a bunch of different poisonous animals together in a jar, and then whichever one survives is the most poisonous thing to come out. You can sort of apply that same thing to law.
Oh, I see. And are you somewhat of a law expert yourself?
No. We kind of came out here to get away from all of that. I'm proud to say that Leafy Springs is currently a place that runs entirely without law. In fact, my wife, she's a genius, she is. She has come up with a synthesis that creates a fuel that technology can function entirely without the influence of law.
The self-sustaining fuel, I'll be. I wonder if she'd be willing to lend that glorious invention to future endeavors. Stay on good terms.
You and me both, Mr. Dillo Daniel.
Oh, please, Dillo Dan is fine.
Sorry.
You've done this to yourself.
I tried to be fucking, serious about it. The silliness caught up with me.
I don't get it. Are we the poison? Are we one of the poisonous things?
I am confused. Is that a literal thing that you do? You put poisonous creatures in a jar?
No, that's more of a metaphor or a historical event. I'm not sure.
That's not how poison works.
No, that's what I would. No, you would have to put venomous
It
creatures
is,
in a
in
jar.
fact, how law works, though. You put a bunch of law users together in a confined space, they'll tear each other apart. And eventually you will have one lawman with all of the law.
But poisonous means that if you eat it, it'll kill you. So venomous is if it bites you, it'll kill you.
This is why I pay her the good bucks.
And we're assuming that the toxins in each of the things is going to be equally effective against all the other things, but toxins react differently to different organisms.
There's a little bit of
Gar.
smoke coming out of Kid's ears as he's listening.
Once again, we are speaking metaphorically about the poison and a little bit more literally about the law and the gold in this situation. Suffice
but you're
it to
assuming
say
that all
that
lawmen
project.
have the same relationship with law too.
I understand that you're not that learned in it, but
Are you implying that they aren't?
of course not.
Every
I
lawman
think it
I've
would be
ever
silly
met,
to assume that they do.
every lawman I've ever met wants more gold. Nowadays, the only place to get more gold is from other lawmen.
How many lawmen have you met?
Enough.
That's not a fucking answer.
All right. Well,
She's the wild card of the group.
I can see that.
So you're just not
Because-
going to answer me. All right.
I did answer you. He's just narrowing
Tell
his
me.
eyes at Rakel.
Am I poisonous or venomous?
I suppose that depends on whether or not someone intends to eat you.
I feel like we've lost the line of train of thought here. So
Ruth
let's
is gonna shoot Triss a look, just like, is this it? Is this the time? Like, we're all by ourselves in this room.
just
Are we gonna pass on this, or is this the opportunity? Like,
If you're asking me, I want everyone in this town dead. She is going to look at you, see that Rakel and him are kind of locked in a stare, and she's gonna go just a quick little nod. And the first thing that I'm gonna do once Ruth makes a move is I'm gonna grab for that speaker thing, and I'm gonna try and cut the line so you can't call for help.
Okay. Okay. Is
Can
this
I
something
mark
you're
'em?
acting on, or are you waiting for something waiting for like a cue or anything, or is
No,
are
I
you
assumed
starting this
Ruth-
off?
I assume Ruth is going to go for punchies.
I think Ruth would go and stand, like, while Colt Firearms is busy speaking with Rakel, he is going to kind of sneak around to stand in front of the door. And he'll say, Foreman, it has sort of spaced my mind, but I believe I have a follow-up question to that metaphor of yours. You said if you put a bunch of lawmen together that at the end, only one would come out stronger. So I have a question for you, Foreman. What do you think is scarier? One tough lawman? Or 4 lawmen working together? And he'll pull out his axes.
Okay. Well, sounds like we're going to have our first unprepared combat.
We're giving him the surprise round. Or no, wait, we're doing the surprise round.
Oh, I wish he hadn't told me that he wanted a family.
He wants to raise a family in a town full of dead people.
No, he wants to get out. He wanted a better life. It was Daisy
you
that was keeping him
sure?
chained.
Let me look through my maps and see if there's anything appropriate here. I don't think I have a single like office interior in any of my maps.
If it helps, it's a very square and small room.
So, like,
Uh,
a blast 3, would you say?
Honestly, Close Burst 2 would be pretty accurate to where I
Yeah.
was thinking.
Close burst 2.
And the book that's there could even be his desk.
we will use this interior.
Crocodile, alligator.
And then
Okay.
I gotta go grab my man.
All right,
Get your man.
where should I focus in on?
The
Yeah,
top
okay,
half?
we'll do this then.
Not the bedrooms, I assume.
Probably not the bedrooms.
Oh, I rolled really well. Do I have to roll again?
Like I said, this is our first unprepped combat, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me here.
Can I Puma with you?
You could displace a beast with me.
Hell yeah. Are those eggs on the tables? What the hell are those? Mugs?
Mugs.
Full mugs? Got it.
Mugs where the head has kind of fizzled out and it only still has the foam around the sides.
Yeah.
We are gonna have to use
So no
our
head?
imagination a little bit here. Let us
Done it for
say-
years. We can do it again.
Okay. I feel like an office would not be this big. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take one of these here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can use a white line. I'm gonna draw a line right here. That's on the GM layer.
The struggle is real. How do you get your token over?
Go into your journal, click on your character, and then like press and hold, and then drag it over.
Oh.
Okay, I've placed it on the map layer, and then I'll draw like a nice little door right here. There we go. And then
It's me.
He can
I've
be
been here the whole
seated
time.
here at the table. I've been here the whole time. Well, just copied and pasted something, and it did not help me a whole ton. Okay.
Which side are we supposed to be on? The fire side or the other side?
The other side.
Come on,
Right there.
guys.
I can throw him onto the token layer. And I just gotta check one more thing so that I know what I am doing. Cool. Great. Okay. And I thought to myself today, what if they get into a fight? And then I was like, they're not going to get into a fight.
Proceeds to get into a fight.
And that's what you get for wishful thinking.
Maybe if I just say that this guy has a family. Maybe that.
You're the one who asked.
I
I've made a mistake.
Damn my niceties.
This man tried to use a metaphor with my neurospicy ass. It wasn't going to end well.
And, to be fair, his wife did try to kill us.
Mm-hmm.
That's so fair.
And he seemed in on it. He called it a charity event.
A fundraising event.
Yeah, ain't nothing fun about that.
There's a difference between fundraising and charity.
Oh my god, people died, Danae. Those thorny toads will never come back. It's okay, they were just minions. It's fine.
That man was in love. All right, now I'm gonna go to. All right, fuck. Let me just refamiliarize myself with these here. Stat blocks real quick. Okay. Y'all get a surprise round. In 4th edition, that means something different. RJ, could you do me a huge favor and look up what that means?
Okay. Surprised. Do you want the surprise round or the condition surprised?
Both.
Here we go. Surprise round. If any creature were surprised, the condition, by the start of the encounter, they do not roll initiative at this time. Instead, they roll initiative after the last creature who already has had an initiative roll has gone. The first round of combat is called the surprise round, and if no creatures are surprised at the start of combat, there is no surprise round. So basically, we get a full turn, and then he gets to roll into initiative.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, I was pretty sure that that's how that worked, because the way that surprise works in 5th edition really confused me. Yeah, okay. All right, let's do it. You guys surprise him. So you start.
Yeah. Also, as a reminder, the surprise condition gives us a +2 to hit against him, because he gets combat advantage.
Sick. All right, kid, you are at the top of the round. Fucking send it.
It is a quick draw. Well, okay. I'm gonna minor action mark him for my own purposes, and then just mosey on here. I can get here without attack of opportunities, or no?
Where were you?
Here.
Exiting a threatened square.
Threatened square,
would-
so I would.
But the thing is, he's not in initiative yet.
Yeah, so I could go
I
here.
don't think he It's reactions.
Nope.
He does. The surprise condition means he can't take actions.
All right, then fucking send it, dude. Y'all can
Alright.
do whatever you want.
Yeah! Stomp it.
The barrel of Kid's gun is pushed against his face, and there is a half second before Colt thinks that Kid is about to pull the trigger, but then there is just a furious gun butt. I'm going to just normally, well, I don't want him moving. Booming blade.
Okay.
24 versus AC.
Oh, okay. I was worried for a second there. You said 20-something versus AC?
24.
24. Yes, that'll hit.
Cool. If he moves, he's taking 1d6 plus 1 thunder damage. He is now taking 16 damage in total.
Ouch. Okay. Anything else for you, my friend?
Action point.
Okay.
Okay, that's an encounter. Sorry, I just want to... Is forced movement the same for the condition for Booming Blade? Like, if I force him to move, then Booming Blade goes off? Because I know in 5th edition they say that no forced movement can, like, trigger attacks opportunities,
Specifically, the way that your Booming Blade is worded, it says if the target is adjacent to you at the start of its next turn and moves away during that turn. So, like...
The start of... It has to have a turn first.
Yeah, like, rules as written, he can only take that damage on his turn. So,
Got
like,
it.
technically, if he takes forced movement on his turn, then yes. But, like, that is the difference, I suppose.
Yeah,
Okay.
for-
So
I
the
feel like that would be a
Blaze on
very
you.
niche situation.
Yeah, so the condition is going to persist until he moves. Yeah, I'm gonna lightning lure him. $14?
Versus his fortitude,
Yes.
that is not going to hit.
I've got one more action. I'm gonna blow the other action point to reroll.
Okay.
It's gonna be so funny. Please.
Okay.
He's going to take max. Oh, he does take max 13 damage, and I pull him into the nearest unoccupied square. I want to move him right here,
Okay.
and now he's in the middle of 4 lawmen.
He sure is.
Yeah, that's my turn. Big turn. Fun turn.
All right, Trisannas, it's your turn.
Hello, it's me. I've been unmuted the whole time. I hope I didn't say anything. Okay.
Sorry. It's just
I am
a very funny thing to say.
Triss is going to pull out a dagger and use her spectral sting to try to do it to it, if you know what I'm saying. So this is going to be Wisdom versus AC. Roll that. Oh, 26?
26 is going to hit.
And that is 7 poison damage.
Okay.
I like that you changed it to a ghost and an unoccupied spare. So I'll put it behind, or next to him, next to me.
Okay. Let me go grab you a token. I was going to make, I'm just going to make it the dynamite.
I would like to make this a spirit, a ghost that has died in this factory, like maybe one of his workers.
Oh, dang.
And do a little psychological as well as poison damage. So as she stings, or as she like stabs him with this dagger and pulls away, the hand of the spirit kind of manifests into the body, into the form. His hand is like in this gentleman's chest, Colt, Mr. Firearm. And it kind of just like is dead and decaying and looks up at him with those ghostly eyes.
Okay.
That's me.
All right, Ruth, it's your turn.
Yahoo! Going right here. And then I'm going to use my Dire Wolverine Strike, I think. Let me just see. Now, I don't want to use my Dire Wolverine Strike, but I do want to do my Cut and Run. I do declare. So I'm going to roll it. So a 16 versus AC to start.
16's not gonna hit.
Okay. And then a 29 versus AC because it is a natural 20.
Natural 20. Yep, that will hit.
Okay. And then that is going to be a total of 7 damage.
Okay.
That's not max, is it?
Well, it's max versus... Or no, what is max? 1d6.
That's a 1d6 plus 3, so a 9.
Yeah. Now shift.
Okay.
As part of Cut and Run. I'll pop back in front of the door.
All right, and then it is Rakel. This guy's bloodied.
Bloody, do you say? Okay. I'm actually gonna summon more back behind me. Okay. Because of my Blood Hunter totem, I'll have +1 to... Okay, question. If I have the Blood Hunter totem and the totemic spear, do I have to choose which one I'm using the effects of?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm going to summon more behind him.
Mm-hmm.
So I can get the Blood Hunter totem stuff.
Okay.
Cool. I would like to do a defending strike. Again, +1. So 12 against his reflex.
Let's see. 12 is not gonna, or an 11 is not gonna hit his reflex. Or 12. Yeah, 12's not gonna hit.
Okay. Well,
Anything
shit.
else for you, my friend?
I would like to shift. And that's it.
All right. Well, this guy has had a very unfun time. Let's roll him into initiative and see whether or not he gets to act. 13.
I'm sorry, his name?
Oh, that was
What
from
are you talking about?
the
It's Foreman Firearms.
Cadaver Collector of something else.
I too like that Hive song.
Okay, kid, it's your turn. At the top of the round, you see Foreman Firearms has hit a button on his suspenders, and there are some mechanical sounds occurring.
No, there ain't. I'm gonna start hitting him.
I'm sure you are.
I imagine it's like his clothes start expanding slightly with whatever machinations are happening underneath there, and it's going, nah, ew, 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 ew.
Well, you notice that he's wearing something of like a backpack or something.
Even better.
There's some like gears and cogs and shit.
14 versus AC, wanna do it?
Yep, afraid not. Anything else for you, my friend?
I'd like to kick up my Ghost Step, which is a
Okay.
minor action.
Whenever you shift, you can shift in an additional square. That's pretty sick. All right. On his turn, Foreman Firearms coughs up some blood, which is black and sticky and on fire. He kind of like spits that on the ground and it smolders. And you see a number of gears and armor sort of like come out of this backpack as it like unfolds like a puzzle box and begins to sort of install itself as an exoskeleton on his body. And he turns into a large creature. I'm gonna scoot you over real quick. There you go. On his turn, he's going to use his encounter power, charge. 19 versus Ruth's reflex. In fact, he'll go towards Trisannas as well, and Morabek. So 19 versus y'all's reflex.
Yes.
Okay.
Immediate interrupt. Aegis of shielding. Wait,
Okay.
Yeah. So it's, what did they roll? A 19? It should be a 17 versus reflex.
My reflex is a 15.
Is that a situation where it's an attack that does not include you?
If the
I mean,
target...
I guess it doesn't include you because he's not heading
doesn't.
towards you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely.
He would also take his booming blade damage.
Oh, yeah?
Truth. How much
one-
booming blade damage?
Let's find out.
1d6 plus
Poison.
thunder.
7 thunder damage.
All right.
He'll also take 5 poison damage as he has started his turn adjacent to the ghost.
5 poison damage, you say?
5 poison damage, I say.
Poison
Yeah.
damage. He tramples over Trisannas and Ruth and Morabek, and he smashes this wall down.
Whoops.
Now I feel silly having guarded the door.
It's, what's it, that scene out of the
Hold on,
Mummies 2?
actually, I want to leave the door up.
Please do. It's the whole of the wall fell down, but the framework for the door is staying still.
Just the door is only the door. The whole wall's gone.
I like to think it's a Ruth cutout of the door.
I mean, that's funny, but tactically, it's a lot more interesting if there's still some wall here that he didn't knock down.
That's true, yeah.
Okay.
Honey, they don't use doors.
All right. Is there anything else that happens to him for having moved and done this?
Attack of opportunity from Morabek and Dynamite? Because that ability doesn't say that it doesn't provoke.
The ghost does not provoke.
Oh my God! He
cannot
can just.
attack.
Oh! Actually, hold on. I just realized something.
Actually.
Actually, okay. It says the collector moves up to its speed and can move through enemy spaces during the move. Each time the collector enters an enemy space for the first time during the move, it makes the following attack against the enemy, which means he needs to make separate attacks against each of you.
Yeah.
And also, he doesn't have to go in a straight line. He has a speed of 8. He's going
Jesus.
through all of you.
It's Donkey Kong
Oh,
doing the floor slap and smash.
If that's the case, can I hit him with my reaction then?
Do you have to use your reaction in order to do the Aegis of Shielding, or is that for
Yeah,
free?
I would like to retract that if that's going to be the case, that he's going to attack everyone.
Okay.
But okay, if the marked target makes an attack that doesn't include you as a target, these are all going to be separate attacks.
They are
Yeah.
separate attacks. But he is going to... They are separate attacks, so he is going to be attacking Kid at least once, and then not Kid.
On
Number of
those
times.
rolls, it'll proc the shielding, but on me, it does not.
And so
but-
shielding would lessen his roll by 2, right? Is that
Yeah.
what shielding does? Okay.
Yeah, but instead I wanted to attack him with an attack of opportunity.
Rather than...
Shield everyone.
Which is a reaction?
Yes.
Okay. Yep, that's okay. You can do that.
Okay. Faux snare.
24 will hit.
And the
How much
target is
damage?
immobilized until the end of my next turn.
Oh. Well, okay then. This is a really dense turn. Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Okay. He would have had to like go back and hit you first. So let's say that first attack, 19 versus reflex. Would that have hit you?
Yes.
9 damage and you fall prone.
Ow.
Look up, look up the rules for prone.
I think it's combat advantage, but
Hang on.
so what's up? Yeah.
Hang on. Where's my fucking interrupt?
Everybody's interrupting.
Oh my god.
Oh, thanks.
Do have these.
Half C's of 9? 9? Yeah.
Okay.
4 each. So much is going on. So prone is... I get a +2 bonus to all defense against range attacks. The most prominent one is -2 penalty to attack rolls.
Okay. So you will have -2. Wait. Say again.
I will take a -2 to any attack rolls. So, like, if I'm lashing out at someone while prone, my result -2.
Okay. So you're attacking him to immobilize him.
Yes.
When he first attacks somebody else, who would be Rakel.
Yeah, so 22 to
Is
hit.
it an immediate interrupt?
It is a part of my attack of opportunity, so it's not an immediate interrupt.
So it's a reaction, like
Yeah.
an immediate reaction. Okay. So let me resolve the attack on Rakel real quick. 13 versus reflex.
No.
Okay. You are safe. Now, let's resolve your reaction.
Oh no. That would be so dense.
So
I'll save it.
the reaction is from RJ?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So from what he rolled, it was a 22 versus AC.
22 hits.
It is 8 damage,
Okay.
and they are immobilized until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that sucks for him because now he can't charge into everybody else.
Do I have
now,
a
immobilized
reaction?
just means that their speed is 0, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Everybody has a reaction. What are you reacting? What is your trigger? Like, what are you doing?
Whenever it leaves more
A
of
square
X
adjacent
square.
to your spear. Okay. Yeah. All right. Sure. Okay. 14 versus reflex.
15, because he's bloody.
Got it. That will hit. So 10 damage.
I believe it's 11.
Okay.
No, sorry. No, it's just 10.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else? Any other reactions that are happening at this time?
Well,
Sorry.
now that you mentioned
It's already too late, but I could have made him hit himself, which would have been infinitely funnier.
Okay.
Anyway.
As a minor action, he's going to use his breath weapon.
Oh.
Oh.
Patooey.
You can see that he has like some sort of like fuel core in the center of this apparatus, and it opens up, and there is this just yawning maw of blue-looking coal that shoots miasma over. What is it? It is a close blast 3. So everybody, it's gonna shoot everybody. Oof. Does a 9 hit anybody's fortitude?
No.
He's sputtering.
Unfortunate. Okay. This apparatus is not working well for him. Okay, that was a minor. He just used an action. It's time for him to spend an action point.
But I thought he was a foreman.
He has the power of 4 men, Cyber.
All right.
Is
If he
he a
found
minor
another
or a
one, then
foreman?
he could get a burger joint going.
The first one is going to be, this is a reach of 2. First one is going to be against Triss. 10 probably doesn't hit your AC.
Ma'am.
Okay. But does a 27 hit Ruth's AC?
Just barely.
Nice. All right, you are grabbed. You take 7
What?
damage.
That's where Ruthie wants to be.
Okay. I believe that is all he can do on his turn. Okay. Jesus. Okay.
So, if I'm grabbed, am I like pulled towards him?
No, you can
Or
stay
am I
where you're
just
at.
okay.
Let's put a little net on you to show that you're grabbed.
I've been netted.
Been netted. All right. And at this point, there has been some noise in here. So that means that security will have heard what's going on. And unfortunately, they're not going to be able to run in here just yet. In fact,
boy.
let's delete them from the initiative for now, and then at the top of the next round, we'll say that they can get in here. Did I just delete Foreman Firearms?
No, he's he was at like
I did
a
from the initiative.
13-ish. Somewhere's in theirs.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Oh.
It was
no.
after Kid, right?
Yeah, he was after Kid and before Triss.
Perfect. All right, Triss, it's your turn.
Oh, bubba boy. Things are happening. A lot is going on.
Lifting Ruthie up and seems to have ill intent.
No doubt. Especially after what's happened so far. I am gonna do I don't want to do any burst stuff right now because it's kind of not great for everyone in the room. Excuse me. I'm going to do just a regular strike. And see how it goes with my regular ranged attack. It's an 18 versus AC.
An 18 is not going to hit his AC.
Okay, I will use an inevitable shot.
Inevitable.
Using a square that creature's okay. You make a ranged basic attack against an enemy with 5 squares of the creature you missed. So can it be the same? So I missed the creature and then I make a ranged attack against an enemy within 5 squares of the creature you missed.
It doesn't say that it can't be the same creature.
Okay, dope. Cool. We'll try that again then. So I'm going to do another ranged attack. 23 versus AC.
I believe that hits.
I used Biting Swarm somehow. That's not what I wanted. I'm not even on the right page with Biting Swarm. Where's that? That's weird. Okay, it's just a basic attack. Did the first one was?
You are allowed to use Biting Swarm as your ranged basic. So I just made it so that when you hit ranged basic, it's Biting Swarm automatically.
Okay, I was like, I'm pretty sure they're in very different spots on this sheet. I'm pretty sure I hit the one.
This is
yes.
correct. I did this on purpose. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, so 8 damage, and the target takes a -2 penalty to attack rolls until the start of my next turn.
That's pretty dang good.
Yeah, as spirits crawl up from the ground and grab at his ankles.
Dang. All right, I'm gonna put some Triss biting swarm stuff on there. He's currently on top of Rakel. Okay. Ruth, you are grabbed.
Ah!
What would you like to do?
Stab the hand that grabs me.
All right.
Gonna get him. I am gonna use my twin strike. 23 versus AC.
A 23 versus AC is gonna hit.
All right, so I'm gonna hit him with both. Battle Crazed Hand Axe for 9 and the short sword for 7.
All right. He is on his last legs.
Well, let me see what I can do about that. That just means it's the perfect time to use my action point. So I'm gonna twin strike him again. One's a crit, and the other's a 22 versus AC.
Amazing. Let me just double check. Yes, a 22 still hits.
Incredible. So the first is going to be
9 damage.
9, and then the other is going to be 8.
I know that the code is really hard to read when you hover over it.
Mm-hmm.
What you'll see is like floor and then like some math, and then it says 1d6
Yeah.
plus 1, and then like there's another thing after that other floor that is in parentheses, which is 3 plus 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. It's 11 is the max damage.
Oh, okay. Shit.
All right, how do you want to do this?
I think
he's like raising you up, and you can see that he's actually like there's another apparatus that's opening up in this exoskeleton that has a drill, and it looks like he's intending to like impale you on that drill.
I think because the battle crazed hand axe is a magical weapon, he is just gonna cut through the non-magical metal of this guy's arm. Striking an artery in his arm, so it's just like spilling this like hot magma. He's like grabbing at it as he's dying, and Ruth, I think, goes up to him and says, "Don't worry, your wife will be with you soon."
Jesus.
And then he'll just like slick the blood off of his weapons and turn towards the door.
Damn. All right. Now I could continue this combat and have you guys fight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lower level enemies. Or you could save some time and jump out a window.
Could we skill check a weekend at Bernie's situation?
I don't think there's a situation for that with this guy right now.
There is a gentleman on my body.
We'll move the large corpse off. We should go.
I thought
Just
this is
do
what
we
y'all
can't
wanted.
do.
I thought the goal of all of this was to destroy this building. We just took out the foreman.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. The guy on top of me, the apparatus and everything. What's the fuel source? Is it just the blue coal?
It is a strange blue coal.
And there was like magma pouring out of it.
No, that's just his blood. He's a fire genasi.
Non-harmful magma.
You could grab some of that coal if you want.
I'm gonna grab some of the coal and throw it into his blood.
Oh, I see. All right. I think the best way to resolve this would be as a skill challenge. But I would like to have a break before that.
Sounds good. So, If y'all don't mind, we are going to be back in 5 to 10 minutes, so don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you all shortly. All right, everybody, see you soon! Press the buttons! Hello, everybody! We have returned! And in the right places on the layout. I feel very confident and good about that. Wings, take us away. What are we doing? Said skill challenge?
Yes, when we left off, y'all had done a heckin' murder, and now Foreman Firearms lies dead in his exoskeleton, which is smoldering, and there is this strange blue fuel sort of tumbling out of the engine of the thing. To which Rakel grabs and throws into Foreman Firearms' molten blood, starting a fire. So to kick off this skill challenge, I would like y'all to roll initiative.
Let's do it. Whoop. Hey, not bad, not bad. 15.
9.04.
Nice.
4.02.
Which means that Ruth is at the beginning of the initiative. You can hear that there are noises outside, as though people are taking notice that there has been some sort of commotion in the foreman's office.
I know that we don't have a lot of time in this place, so Ruth is gonna quickly rifle through the desk of the foreman.
Okay. What are you
Just
looking for exactly?
Anything, anything that looks like it would contain an information, as well as just like punching down with the bottom of his short sword to check for hollow bottoms in any of the drawers.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm looking for I'm trying to do like an investigate, but that's not a skill.
Right. The most obvious check for this, I think, would be perception.
Okay.
But I would also accept a streetwise, maybe a thievery.
Perception it is. 22.
22 is going to be a success. You do find... First of all, I'm going to say you... Actually, never mind. I was going to say that you, like, find a way to open the door, but, like, that may not necessarily be what you want right now, considering all the guards are outside. You, of course, find that there are a number of mechanisms attached to this guy's desk. It seems like there are several different things that can be done at this desk. Chief among them being opening, shutting the door, receiving a missive, giving orders through a megaphone type contraption. But you do hit a button and it opens up a secret drawer, and you find a stack of files in there.
Ha ha! They're my secret stack of files now.
Can you hear Frankie?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
It's been so long since we've heard the boy.
I know. I'm telling you, he's a lot more vocal since Ram is in recovery from his surgery. What's wrong, buddy?
Sing for
You wanna
me,
go
my
outside?
angel of music.
There is literally a cat door that you can go out on your own.
Could be
Anyway.
locked, though. You don't know.
Locked.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
I believe you.
Triss, it is now your turn.
Okay.
I'll say that someone tries the door, and not long after, y'all hear one of those old-timey alarms that goes like, brrrr.
Oh no, someone's doing a really loud fart.
Like an air raid siren.
Yeah. So those people which way do we have to go to blow this place up? Do we have to go out the door, or?
Well, most of the volatile stuff would be through the door, yes.
Dope.
You
Okay.
could technically go through the window, and it would take you out into the yard. Which would give you another way back into the factory. There's these big open sort of bay doors for unloading trains and such.
Triss will turn to the group and say, "Are we trying to make it through this door, or are we gonna go out and back in?"
Probably through the door.
Understood. Triss, like, kind of, like, rights herself and, like, rubs her hands together, and she is going to attempt to summon a horde of spirits to, like, not really attack, but, like, just throw open the doors and, like in Lord of the Rings, have them just spilling out and, like, kind of scaring people away so that they're not right in our faces when we get out this door.
Okay.
Just tell me when to push the button, and the button's getting pushed.
Sounds good
All
to me.
right.
Give me a nature
See how
check
it goes.
then.
That's a 20.
20 is going to be a success.
All right.
Things
She
are
like
going
starts
well, you guys.
glowing, and she says, "Hit it." The doors open, and it's just Triss standing there. Everyone looking at her, and then like going through her, like in Lord of the Rings. This horde of undead ghosts go past her, or dead ghosts, yelling.
Yeah, they come trailing in and just sort of start body blocking guards, and they leave an open space for y'all to run through.
This entire
Rakel,
skill
it is
challenge
your turn.
is
Sorry.
set to Jailhouse Rock.
I would like to see where would I be able to put like spread this kindling at structural weak points or something like that to give this fire the best chance to spread and not be put out.
Okay. Sounds like a perception check to me, unless you want to argue for something else.
Nope, perception's good.
Okay.
18.
18 is not a success. Do you have an action point that you'd like to use?
Wait, hold on. I'll
No.
use my crucial advice.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you make a skill check using a skill with which I'm trained, you can re-roll and then add a power bonus equal to my wisdom modifier.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Ruth, are you trained in arson?
You know, I've set a few fires in my day.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, go ahead
What
and
is that?
re-roll that perception.
So what do I do?
Roll a
re-roll that-
perception, and then you'll be getting a +4 to. Ooh.
18.
That's not one.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting that you can get an 18 on a nat 1 in 4th edition?
No,
These
no,
numbers
no,
are
no.
silly.
It's a 14.
I mean, it's an 18 because you're
Oh.
still adding Ruth's modifier.
Ah.
Oof.
All right. Hey, it's all right. You guys are doing pretty good so far. It's not a huge deal to not succeed on every roll. Kid, 'tis your turn.
Yippies.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, I keep on doing this. Where I keep on just like running a mechanical like skill challenge with no frills. No, that's not what this is about. There are narrative consequences. Okay, Rakel, you're looking for the best place to really like start this fire, and it like get it going and exacerbate it and such. like are like how are you doing this? Are you taking like this fuel with you
Yes.
that you got off of the Foreman? Okay.
Yep.
I think that you're just kind of like tossing it at anything flammable looking. And there are more fires being set, certainly, but it's not at its highest potential of, shall we say, explosiveness. Kid, it is indeed your turn.
May I use a Arcana check to stoke the fires using my natural inherent born affinity to wind?
Yeah, that works for me.
I keep closing my thing. I don't need this anymore. Boop boop. Yeah. 26.
26. That's a success. There is now a second alarm going off alongside that air raid siren. It is a one of those like ringing bells. It's going. And this seems to be indicating that there is a fire. And so now there is additional chaos of workers trying to exit the factory. As well as guards that are attempting to chase you down.
There's a
with
fire
this.
tornado that's just slowly working its way through the factory.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes. We are now entering the second round. We are at 3 out of 5 for a partial victory. Ruth, you're at the top of the round.
So at this point, the guards are being body blocked by the ghosts. Fire has been alerted to. I think if the guards are already body blocked, and people have been alerted to fire, so people are going to be leaving. People are going to be coming this direction. I think Ruth is trying to suss out, or not necessarily suss out, but I think he is going to try and lead the charge through the wave of minions that are being body blocked, and clear a path.
Okay.
Or no, he'll do that because I don't think I have an intimidation skill.
Okay. What skill are you using for this?
I would like to use athletics, or actually, I'd like to use endurance, to try and go through, because it's a lot of upper body strength, a lot of lower body strength. Like,
Yeah,
he's working
it's
full
basically
workout.
just like, yeah, fighting for a prolonged period of time. It's not challenging on a tactical level, but like a physical exertion level.
I'm
Oh,
just an
boy.
old man. God.
Uh-oh.
An
Oh no,
11.
the miasma. Sorry.
I inhaled some of that ghost.
I think that this is the moment where you realize that the miasma is like the byproduct of this strange blue fuel, which is rapidly beginning to catch fire throughout the factory, and like the interior of the factory is now clouded with the stuff. It's becoming difficult to see very far in front of you, and rapidly you're realizing that you guys are in a dangerous situation. Triss.
Hello, that's me. I am Triss. I'm gonna turn down my music because it has lyrics in it, and I didn't want
For
that.
what? Oh, because it has lyrics.
Yeah, that's why. What
Turn
did
down
you use?
for what?
Turn down for what?
He used endurance.
Okay. I am going to try and find out what the most vulnerable part of this is. Where's the matchstick to this explosion that we're trying to make happen?
Works for me. You used nature last, right?
Yes.
So
I'm
it
trying
sounds
to
like a
use
perception. Unless you
insight
want to
will not
argue
be
for
bad.
something else.
Yeah. I'm trying to, I guess, get an understanding of how it actually works as opposed to like what it looks like. Like, I don't know that much about mechanical things, but I do know how to, how fires work and how to start, um, and I guess simple machinery. So I'm wondering if I could like find a one-to-one of like, okay, well, this is feeding into that, which feeds into that, which if we start the fire there,
Okay.
this is going
So,
to be
so what skill are you arguing for?
insight.
Insight. Okay, so like to me, this is less you're relying on like your visual
Mm-hmm.
senses,
Yes.
yeah, like your awareness, and more on your intuition of.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, that works for me.
Okay.
Go ahead.
That's another 20, baby.
A 20 is a success.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Alrighty. Rakel, it is now. Oh, sorry. Triss. I do this. I keep on doing this. Like the instinct in me is to like, do it, run it through. Like it's their turn now. No. We're taking our time. It might be all this caffeine I'm drinking. The ADHs are D'ing tonight. You were looking specifically for like the big weakness, like the most vulnerable part of the factory. I would say that there is one place where there is a lot of coal being stored, and like to you, like that is the tinderbox. Like, if you can disable its safety features, it'll go up in a very destructive manner.
Yeah. She will point this out to the group and say, "That's our matchstick. Light 'em up, boys." And Raquel.
Speaking of,
Da, 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 da.
let's go, girls.
There's a shit ton of miasma here.
Indeed.
And the miasma is what is bringing things closer to death, right?
Indeed. What's wrong, buddy?
I would like to reach out with all of my to the things that were weakened because of this,
Okay.
and let them know that we are here. We are going to stop this, but I need them to rally.
Okay. Sound like a nature check to me?
Yeah. No.
All right. You know,
What-
last
we-
time it was Triss. This time it's Rakel. I feel like it's 100% a part of the environment that she's in. This is a very industrial place. Nature has been suppressed and so harmed here. It feels like an abomination to you. Like there is nothing here that is familiar. And you reach out to those spirits, and there is an anger, and there is a hurt, but ultimately a helplessness that you sense. And I think that you are, you're taken up in that despair for a moment. Kid, it's your turn.
So what's our situation? We have been told that that's our powder keg where we need to blow it, and we're trying.
Yep, there is a storage of this strange blue coal. Rakel has been taken aback by something, but Triss has pointed you at this powder keg and said, like, that's your matchstick. That's what you got to set off.
How close are we to the foreman's office?
You guys have been running away from it,
Running
but
away.
like this is a skill challenge, which is kind of nebulous in terms of space. Like, you tell me where you're at.
Could we say that the foreman's office is above us, and I want to use athletics to punch upwards into the ceiling to drag the foreman's body down?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Let's do that.
22?
Nice. 22 is a success. I imagine you just take out a supporting beam, and like the foreman's office like disintegrates.
It's just like a little ramp, and you just hear the.
Well, I mean, like, the foreman's office at this point is engulfed in flames. So what you do is that you, like, bring down, like, basically just, like, an already burning set of detritus and shrapnel, which lands down in the, in this pile of fuel. And almost immediately, like, there are these, like, pops and, like, almost like fireworks.
Run!
But, like, a little bit lower, there's this resinous boom. And you can see, like, that miasma just, like, getting shot in every direction. There is burning fuel being thrown past you, which then explodes. So, yeah, y'all better run. Ruth, you guys now have a partial victory. At this point, it is just for gravy. Ruth, it is your turn.
I will lead us through the explosions and the bad fire. I would like to roll a stealth check to do so.
Okay.
To make use of all of the calamity that we've been causing.
To get you out of here without being followed?
No, it's
For
fine.
me.
That's a 10.
You guys are currently doing a, like, Charlie's Angels, cool guys don't look at explosions, run away from the factory. Everybody can see you.
And my notable armadillo hat, so if anything...
It's Armadillo Daniel! Quick, get him on a wanted poster! Trisannas, it's your turn.
Okie dokie. We are running away. We are running. Boy, are we running. You know what? Heck it. I'm gonna use spirits as shields. I'm gonna take those spirits that I summoned before and place them between us and the explosion as we are running away.
Okay.
They can't die twice, right?
Theoretically.
24.
24. All right, cool. Yeah, okay. This is what I am about to describe is not going to sound like a success, but it is going to give you some information that you otherwise would not have had. You summon these spirits and they form up on you. In a similar way to the way that they were before, where they were holding back the crowd and preventing the guards from advancing on you, they are now shielding you from this flying blue fuel. I think that Triss looks to her right and she sees one ghost like take a piece of fuel to the chest and explode. Like it reacts with the ghost violently. Like his incorporeal form is it is burned and like explodes very similar to the way that the fuel is actually.
Interesting. Noted.
Rakel, it's all on you.
I want to get us out. I don't. Is there a way out of this explosion?
I'll open it up to the peanut gallery. Which way are you guys running? Like, are you heading out like through the train yard? Are you heading out through the front door? Like, what is your point of egress?
We'd want to get
Is-
lost in town, or do we want to get out of town?
Is there?
I guess that's the better question. Are you running to civilization for your hiding place? Or are you fucking off into the wilderness?
I would say fuck off into the
Let's
wilderness.
fuck
We
off.
just killed a man.
Okay.
Fair.
That is so fair.
No, I like. We need a refresh. We've been in
Yeah.
industry. We need to.
We need to touch
unplug.
grass.
We need to go touch grass. Roll to touch grass.
I
Real
can't
quick,
do that.
Did
Not-
the foreman like die?
you can't do-
die? Or did he
I
gold explosion?
don't know, Ruth.
die?
Did you fucking kill the foreman?
I did, yeah. There was
Yeah,
no
so-
gold. He was
Okay.
telling the truth about not being a lawman. He's dead. He's dead.
Cool.
It's all right. He didn't have a family yet.
He told us his aspirations, Ruth.
So we want to fuck off into the wilderness. Do I perceive any trails or pathways through the wilderness that might be, unfollowable?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Like, ideally you'd roll nature for this, but I could see perception working. I could also see, like, a
30.
stealth. Okay. That sounds like you guys got a full victory with honors. Woo!
And I
Huzzah!
helped.
I helped. Rakel, I think that you guys are running out into that field where there are a bunch of stumps that have been clear cut, where there once was a forest and now no more. And so you're running through that clear cut area when you're like, your head's on a swivel, you're looking for a good place to like hunker down and not be seen anymore. And you catch sight of a ravine, which like you think to yourself immediately, like, okay, like a ravine like that would have a river at the bottom. River always leads to and from civilization. It would have water and it would have food. Like, that's the place to go, and it would be out of the line of sight of anyone following you. So like, you point that out to the rest of the crew, and you guys are able to like jump down like an escarpment and like catch your breath while listening to the factory explode behind you. That's a full success with honors, isn't it? All right. First of all, gain an action point for having done 2 encounters. Gain another action point for succeeding. And shit. Let's say you are able to take some of that fuel with you that hasn't exploded.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's I think that's a good success. Yeah, you get some of that fuel, which I guess we could stat up if you wanted to use it as a weapon.
We're
but
gonna use it as a weapon, Danae. You know that.
I'm mostly giving it to you as like something you could study for more information.
Okay.
Oh, I have some applications I want to try with this thing.
I want to know if it's made of ghosts, because that seems to be
Yeah.
what
What's
the
going
fuel
on?
fucking was. If they're not
It's
only
ghost
like
poop.
if they've created a stop to this cycle so that they could use it for fuel, Triss is going to burn this whole place to the ground.
Well, as it turns out, ghosts are rightly flammable.
Apparently.
Ghosts are a
Look,
renewable
only
resource.
I can use ghosts.
Listen, this makes ghosts a renewable resource if you believe in reincarnation.
Oh my god.
Gosh, it's almost like this arc was made as a foil to
I know,
Trisannas in
right?
particular.
Oh my god.
My God.
Oh my god.
There's ghosts in them hills. Any cemetery.
So yeah, you guys slide down an escarpment, and you find yourself on an old like deer trail, that would like go down further into the canyon.
All right, digit check. Everybody got all your appendages?
I lost a twig or two. Well, that's not the right accent. I lost a twig or two, but I should be fine.
Hopefully nothing you can't live without, because I do not expect that we are going to get a call back.
Fingers, 10 toes, two belly buttons. I'm all good.
I think I'm good. Oh, shit. I pull out my dead rat.
Ah!
I am so sorry about your rat.
It's not the fucking rat. It's the...
Did it not die in
How
there?
is the chick doing?
That hummingbird egg that I described before, it's a little bit larger now. Actually, it's large. Like a hummingbird egg is like, you know, kind of the size of a thumbnail. It is now like the size of a thumb.
Whale egg. Egg.
What is that?
Did you find that in the factory?
No.
Oh.
Alright. Well, if my suspicions are correct, did we get any of that fuel that was left around? Did anyone pick any of that up?
It just hold the fuel above his head.
I would like to take a look at it to see what exactly it is, Danae.
Jesus, okay. why are we mad at me?
I'm not. I'm just
I
being
didn't
stern.
do this. I'm not responsible.
You are the only one responsible for this today.
Well,
We give Triss the Death Ain Rock.
Oh my goodness.
Death ain't right. Get out of here.
while Triss does that, can I do a Arcana check for applications?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Give me respective checks from both of you.
31.
15.
31. Okay. Soul coal is people.
Of course it is. Well, it seems like they've turned the souls of the dead into a fuel source.
And does that mean that while their souls are in this fuel source, are they trapped? If we burn them, do they get free? Or is it like...
Because your check was so high, I'm gonna allow you to intuit a little bit of the process here, just from the things that you've witnessed. You're gonna kind of like Sherlock Holmes a few details together. Because of the way things are structured here, it is very much your perception of it, and actually, like, gosh, you're really you're really well equipped to put this together. Actually, just because of the way that you understand ghosts, nature, and like fucking like society. We live in a society.
We live in a society.
We live in a society. This is your Jokerization moment. No, it's not. Sorry. Getting too excited and I'm not able to articulate myself. The situation here in Leafy Springs is like the economy with the ghosts, with the soul coins. You're able to put together that this is absolutely like a trickle up situation where the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. Soul coins are made out of ghosts' memories. And the more soul coins that a ghost pulls out, the less memories they have, the less identity, the less will, until eventually they are empty husks. And then you can imagine what use an empty husk has at the end. There must be some sort of mechanism that they have for grinding up an empty ghost and turning it into soul coal. This soul coal has properties in common to soul coins, which you would think like, okay, like you could probably make soul coal out of coins, but like this is a step further, which like you feel is like the soul coins were probably how they like figured out that this could be used for fuel, and then like this one step beyond of using the ghosts' bodies themselves probably came out of I don't know, nefarious experimentation. Theoretically, you could use just the coins, but it seems that these people have a idea of waste not, want not.
Well, what it looks like to me is after all of this, the coins that they are paying with are memories of these ghosts, and once those are all used up, they become a husk of what they were, and with that husk, they turn it into some sort of this abomination of fuel. So, I don't think it, one way or the other, if we set them free or if we destroy it, it'll probably be about the same. I would like very much if we did not use this as a source for anything, kid.
RJ, what was your Arcana check for again? Remind me what exactly.
Applications of the soul coal, essentially. Like,
applications that
well, I know it's combustive, at the very
right.
least.
You're looking for ways that you could use it.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, it's combustible. I feel like with a 15, that's about the extent of what you can figure out. It can be ignited with fire, but you have a feeling that maybe there could be some law applications to this. Requires some experimentation.
Okay. This is a chunk of soul coal, correct?
Yes.
Kid will nod his head to Triss. And could I use Arcana to shape the soul coal into a tombstone and just press it where we are?
Yeah. You want to lay it to rest?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay. That works for me.
I could do better. We have all of this action points. I'm gonna try one more time. 27.
Okay. The intent is to lay this to rest.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay. I think that you have an instinct to bury it because this is the way that you inter the dead. I have trying to figure out how to portray this. You begin to bury it, but as you do so, I feel like you can sort of. I have said that like law is imbued in everything. It's in the air. It's everywhere. right?
Mhm.
There is your eyesight isn't too good, but as you're giving this lump of soul coal your full attention, you see coming off of it what almost looks like sort of like dry ice smoke. It has kind of a blue tint to it with like a golden sheen. And it's pointing in a particular direction. Like as you like move it through like space, that little trail of smoke, a little bit of wisp actually, points in the same direction, as though it seems to be trying to lead you towards something.
Uh, it's kind of something like a compass. If I move it fast enough, I'll be able to spell my name.
Triss gives you a look.
Joking, joking.
Perhaps we should follow it and see where it wants us to take it. Does it seem to be heading back towards town or away?
No. In fact, it's kind of as you're like in this escarpment, like almost in the ravine, you can look over the edge and see that there would have been a river here before, but it's a dry riverbed at this time. This smoke, this wisp, is kind of pointing upstream of where this river would be.
Fall through.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. You kind of have to wind your way down a deer trail. You know what I mean when I say a deer trail, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like a it's like a desire path made by animals. You make your way down this dusty ravine, and you reach the riverbed, and the mist keeps on leading you upstream. Is there anything that you guys talk about during this time? It would take some time to get to the destination.
I have often dreamed.
So, okay, we got rid of the factory. Now we have what? The rest of the town? You think we got the Baron's attention with that one?
I think that there is something keeping these spirits here. Perhaps that's what's leading us to. There's another piece to this puzzle that we are trying to solve. Don't turn off the light. Thank you. I think that... Don't turn off the light. I think that if we can solve that little piece of the puzzle, everything will come crashing down. I very much would like to have a word with this Baron. And pick his brain a little bit.
Understood. Hopefully, well, once the Baron's out of the way, then people can start getting the railroads back up and running.
Yeah. Does anyone know what this land was like before? Had anyone been here?
Danae, would I have been here before?
That's a good fucking question. I think it's possible. Yeah, I think it's possible that you've been here before.
Let's let a history roll decide.
Sure.
No, not once, ever. A place like Death Valley, I would rather not go to.
Would I have heard of anything about this place from my dad's?
Sure. Give me a history check.
21.
21. Okay. Most of what you heard from your dads was don't go there, it's a bad place. Like it is very dangerous there, the air is poison. but with a 21 history, I think that there was at least one story of it being a place for the dead and the dead alone. It is the last long walk that a soul takes before it passes on. And it's kind of a sacred place. Like, the idea is that it's taboo to be there if you're alive, because it is a place only for the dead. And if you're going there, it's basically, you know, tempting fate, basically saying, like, I'm dead, you know?
Well, my dad's used to tell me a story about how this used to be a place specifically for the dead. There was no fleshy interference from us living folk. Maybe not natural for us to be here.
No. I think that once we've dealt with what's going on in this town, it should remain a spot for the dead.
Okay. As you say this, I'll say that you can see a little ways off. There, first of all, you see like a wall of the ravine. It appears like you're walking up on, like, you know, a big like bend, and then you come to realize that it's like the beginning of the ravine. It's sort of a dead end situation, which means that this should be the source of the river. And as you get closer, you start to notice that there are sort of ancient pillars, very, very old structures carved out of stone. And the mist that you're following seems to become like more agitated, as though there's like a strong wind blowing it. And you start to approach a set of stairs that leads up onto a platform. And in the middle of this platform, there appears to be an ancient well.
You don't want to go down there, do you? To the coal?
You're holding it, and the mist is just kind of like pointed directly down into the well and flickering rapidly.
Like, do I just drop you in? Do I have to take you down there? I don't want you shattering and then combusting.
Are we supposed to go down there with it?
Not if you don't want to die.
Ah, fuck!
Hello. Behind you.
Dead man hands.
It's not Dead Man Hands. Behind you, hello, is a large hulking furry figure, slightly transparent, as it is in fact a ghost, and very hairy. He is holding a broom.
Hi.
What you see in front of you, or rather behind you, as you've all turned around very suddenly, it's the ghost of a bugbear.
Well, I'll be. How have you been, friend?
Fared middling, I suppose.
I didn't think I'd find you here.
So, you're acquainted?
My apologies. This is my friend from the circus. Smalls is their name. They've been dead for quite some time.
They're very old looking. They're in a pair of overalls, and very like furry, in the sense that like there's even kind of like a push broom mustache. Very old, very tired, kind of leaning on their broom a little bit.
So, do you know what we're looking at?
Yeah, what is this?
That's the well. It's
I
a
can
wishing
see
well.
that. A wishing well.
Mm-hmm.
That'll kill you if you go inside?
If you're living.
I see.
See, dead folk come here. They have troubles. They have worries. Maybe a few wishes. They can throw all of them down the well.
Is this what draws the spirits to this space?
I reckon.
How old does this well look? Like, this was
so
here.
old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was here long before.
As a hand pump. That's how old it is.
Oh, bitch. Smalls, something is wrong in this town. The spirits cannot pass on. Do you know anything about that?
I reckon that's the meddling of the Baron.
Has nothing to do with this well, then. Just a
It has
convenient
everything to
spot
do with
for
this
him.
well.
I see. How so?
Spirits are drawn here.
And he uses them.
He just kind of nods. He looks sad.
Kid, you can release the spirit. We look to make this town right, Smalls. I intend on killing the Baron, making sure he does not come back.
Their mustache sort of twitches a little bit. They walk over to the pump. And you see them begin to like pull the pump a little bit. And a slight trickle of water comes out. He goes, "Well, I'll be. This thing been dry for years. But I reckon y'all just primed the pump."
Oh, can't hear you, hun.
Hello?
Hello?
There it is.
Hello. What does that mean, per se?
Oh, well, you out in the desert and you've got a bit of water on you, and you find yourself an old-timey pump like this, you don't drink that water, you gotta prime the pump, because you gotta give a little water to make a little water, you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I
Yeah.
do, friend. Yes, I do.
Hell yeah. He reaches over with his big bugbear arm and claps you on the shoulder.
Hey.
I hope that when we find this Baron and set things right, that all the spirits can move on. Find their peace.
I reckon they'll make their way here soon enough.
What are you doing here?
Somebody's got to take care of the wishing well. And you'll notice that, like, as old as everything is here, it is remarkably clean.
You were always the best person I knew.
That's very kind of you, Miss Triss. And he kind of looks around at everybody else. These your friends?
Yes, this is Ruthie, and Kid, and
John.
Rakel.
Well, it's nice to meet all of you. You must be some people if you're friends with Miss Triss. She doesn't take too kindly to the living.
they've given me a little hope in the living. Though, in our trails, we have found many a bad person. They remind me that not everybody is as evil as it can be.
I suppose you gotta hold on to that.
Well, train won't be through for another day or two. Thinks we have time to prepare a bit. We have a meddling wife that needs fixing as well.
Oh, did you do something? And kind of looks up, and like the sky above the ravine is slowly blackening as like that thick cloud of miasma that's rising off of the burning factory is just beginning to spread.
As Smalls is looking at that, Kid just says, "Yeah, we primed the pump."
Kind of looks up, you can see his mustache twitch. I think you kicked a hornet's nest.
That was the intention. But they will not be using souls for any nefarious deeds anymore, I can promise you that. I will see to it that anyone who has meddled with the flow of life and death gets their own. You understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
Aye, Captain.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, this seems like a safe spot as any for us. Why don't we rest here a bit and make a plan?
Well,
Alright.
first things first. Ruth will rub his hands together and then just like make a stick of dynamite. How much is a stick of dynamite? How much did one cost?
80? 75?
I feel like it's something like that.
Okay.
We were using it off of Alchemist's Fire. Do you guys have any in your inventory you could reference?
Not with the money next to it.
I'll go on.
Okay. But that is what Ruth's plan for the evening is. He's got a shit ton of money, and if we're going to be raising some hell, make a bunch of dynamite to hand out to folks.
20 GP.
28?
20.
Oh,
Really?
done.
No, that's
For the,
Alchemist Fire.
For the cheapest version, right?
Yeah, essentially.
We
They got exponentially
we can
more
only use the
expensive.
cheapest version, though, right?
You can use
make
the
the
second
level
one up.
2, yeah.
Well,
Because you went to that there dynamite factory and got yourself some level 6 dynamite and learned how to make it. So you can have level 1 dynamite for 20 GP or level 6 dynamite for 75.
I am going to do some math.
I am going to prepare a snare. If we're camping here.
Okay.
It'll whip out his guitar and play a song.
Triss is going to start mapping out the town and making a list of whomst and how.
All right. Damn, girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta kill the bitch. Kill the
Go
baron.
off, queen.
I am making enough dynamite where everyone gets the second level and 3 of the first level.
Jesus.
It's 540 gold, but it's worth it.
I love the juxtaposition of Trisannas making a hit list. Ruth is making arson supplies and explosives. Kid's playing I Wish You Love by Nat King Cole on his guitar. What's Raquel doing?
Making a snare.
Making a snare. All of these serious preparations.
Sorry, how many what's the
3
dynamite?
regular dynamite, 1 level 2 dynamite. And that goes
Okay.
for everybody. Can never have too
Smalls.
much dynamite.
Smalls is quietly cleaning the area around the pump.
I think Triss will approach Smalls and ask him if she could take his picture.
Suppose if you want to.
If you don't mind. She will line it up and see if she can capture his essence. Well, not his essence, but like just his picture. Like,
Steal him away.
Gotcha.
you're mine now.
Pokemon. Yeah.
Smalls trapped in a TV.
Now he quietly poses with his push broom, probably next to the well.
Yeah, she snaps a photo of him and
Yeah.
it is good to see you, Smalls.
I didn't know if I was gonna see you again.
We are very fortunate in that. Is this where you're going to find your rest? Or just for a
One
bit?
day. There's always more work to do.
Yeah. Tell me, do you know whatever happened to the rest of our circus? I know they left, but did they make it?
I'm afraid not.
Understand. I suppose they're lingering then.
The ones that are left.
Well, hopefully after we're finished with this, they can move on. If that's what they choose.
We all do eventually.
Have you been looking after Jacob?
I have. I don't go into town much. It's got bad times.
I sense that. Well, hopefully not much longer. Is the train coming through tomorrow or the next day?
I want to say that you guys had like closer to a week.
Oh, right.
I'm gonna make a guess and say that if we destroy the Baron's factory, he's probably gonna be showing up
probably-
early.
Yeah, I was I was gonna say
A few things went outside of his schedule.
Yeah.
you did grab some papers out of
Oh, right.
the foreman's desk. And I feel like you could come to that conclusion based on some of the protocols that are detailed here. Like there are a few contracts that were written with the Baron, signed by Daisy Graves and Foreman Firearms, and you can put together their whole like deal like in detail here because it's all listed out in black and white.
Yeah.
Trisannas's intuition was correct. They are, in fact, using ghosts as fuel, but only after they have been fully depleted of their soul coins. The Baron is to return on budget day. And it says that he will return via the Sky Rail.
Do we know what the Sky Rail is?
No.
Okay.
First you've heard of it. You were told before that he arrives on a weird train that doesn't seem to travel on tracks. It pulls into the station and nobody knows from where.
Well, Smalls, do you know anything about how this Baron arrives and what sort of train he has?
You mean the Sky Rail?
Right. It's not traditional. If we were looking to ambush him, we need to know as much as we can.
Well, if you wait long enough, you might see it go by. You see him look up.
I see. Some sort of flying apparatus, or does it still adhere to creating
no.
tracks? Oh.
There's a track. It's just up there.
Well, I don't see a track. Does it manifest when it goes by?
I reckon something like that, yeah.
But it does make purchase at the station, correct?
Mm-hmm. And on the other side, it goes straight to the top of the Palisades.
Huh.
I see. Well, I suppose we have two choices then. Palisades or the station. I think it'd be easier for waiting at the station. Rig it with some explosives. Light ourselves a little fire.
That I can do.
Sounds like fun.
The only problem being we don't know exactly how they're stopping the cycle. I suppose we wouldn't kill him outright with that, being he's a powerful being.
We'd rattle him a little bit, and he wasn't much for fighting anyways, so the stories go.
Motherfucker.
That's what we all heard going into this town.
How does that sound to you, Rakel?
You look at Rakel, she's being swarmed by paper wasps. Because in her hand, there is a trickle of blood that a queen paper wasp that's kind of stretched and twisted and kind of has like a scorpion stinger tail is sort of dipping its front mandibles into the blood, and the rest of the paper wasps are just swarming around. This is what she's setting her snare with.
Huh.
You okay over there?
Yeah, blow them up.
Do you need help? You good?
I'm good.
All right. We care about you.
She just in a cloud of spirit beam.
Just want to let her know.
Oh, well, do we want to rest up for the night?
Can we? Looking at the paper wasps just swarming
I
around.
think those are friends.
Once they're done, the paper wasps are going to like there will be a hornet's nest as the perimeter of where we're
That's
setting up.
horrifying.
Yeah!
Don't
So
worry,
it's
I've buried some bees about it.
Well, if something trips the snare, yes, there will be bees.
What better to protect you from the hornet's nest you kicked than a paper wasp nest?
The clout of their ass cheeks alerted the bees.
Have to fight hornets with hornets.
Oh, God. That's incredible.
Maybe the hornets were the spirit bullets I wanted along the way.
That's so...
Danae,
Yes.
according to the paperwork, will we, if we rest here, if we do like a full rest here, will we be able to do I think that we'll have enough time to get to the station to rig it before he comes in, or is it like he sees the explosion and he's gonna start heading out?
You would have time. The contract lists that in the event of a participant's death, the contract will have to be renegotiated immediately, which means that you're gonna have to. You're looking at the time it takes for them to report that to the Baron, and then the time it takes for him to get here. And I imagine that there's some like timetables also included in this paperwork that basically says how long it would take for like the Sky Rail to come into station, and it is at least like 24 hours, so you've got time.
All right. Well, we're safe as here as any place. Let's take a rest, and in the morning, we'll head to the station and rig up some bombs.
Yeehaw.
Sounds
Smalls,
like
you
a plan to me.
Smalls, do you mind keeping watch for us?
Can't hear you.
I don't do much sleeping now anyway.
And also, I do not need any pruning while I'm sleeping.
He seemed grumble to himself. Well, I never. As if I would after the last time.
All right, I think that's what we want to do. Take a little resty rest and then head to the station in the morning.
Yeah, sounds like time for a long rest. There's a snare up. So are you guys even going to set up watches? Or are you going to count on the snare?
Smalls is
snare.
also given watch.
And the ghost, yeah.
And, oh yeah, I guess, yeah, the ghost is doing that, isn't he? Watch me, like, participate in a conversation and not, like, retain any of the information. It's like, oh, Smalls, keep watch for us. And I go like, okay, yes, I will do that. Who's keeping watch?
You are, Janae. You are.
I'm in a silly mood tonight, you guys.
No, it's like an episode of Blue's Clues. Like, who's keeping watch today? It's Smalls.
It's small.
I feel like I did this in like fucking in Curse of Strahd, where like I would in character be all like, Maybell, like, what, answer this question for me, and then I'd wait for a response and I go, oh shit, I'm Maybell.
Oh, that's me. Fuck.
Oh, that's me. Fuck.
I'll stay. I'll do a watch. I'll sit up for a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not looking too injured. It's not too bad.
Works for me. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody want to stay up with him?
Yeah.
Okay. Rakel's gonna go on watch with Ruth. Does that mean that Triss and Kid are gonna have a watch, or are you guys gonna sleep tonight?
I trust Smalls implicitly.
Implicitly. Okay. All right. Works for me. Ruth and Rakel, give me perception checks.
You got it.
Okay.
Those of you at home, I got a 22, and Cyber got an 18.
Okay.
Rakel is just more concerned with the spirit bees.
Okay.
Hello, bees.
At some point during the night, do you guys have a conversation at all, or doing your own things? Like, how do you spend your watches? Your watch, the watch that you have together, this joint watch.
Basically, if not sleeping, quietly playing guitar, small talk with Smalls.
Okay.
For Ruth, I think that he is just sort of like looking over the paperwork, just kind of taking it in. He sees Rakel, like being fascinated with the bees, and I think he would go over, and say, So, Miss Rakel, first things first, I just want to say thank you. I know a while back, I wanted to see where your heading was in terms of joining us, and I appreciated the extra set of hands, is what I was trying to say. That aside, did you find a dead rat earlier and stuff it into your pocket, and is it something we should be concerned about, or is this a rat that you've had that I have just only noticed today?
No, I found it here.
Was it alive at the time you found it?
No. Like I said a while back, and she has the rat like out. Things here weren't progressing past death. This is really just my way of keeping an eye on it. And she sort of rubbed her finger like a little bit above like where the rat's stomach would be bloating, against like a little like goo ball. Whenever this thing hatches, I know we're good.
I see. And what, if you don't mind me asking, is supposed to hatch?
I'm trying to think of the way to say it. That which comes from rot. The sustenance of a scavenger.
I'm sure it'll make more sense if I see it physically, if it ever comes to pass. But until then, because I'm not really sure. You say essence of a scavenger, I'm thinking like a crow or a raccoon or something. Or like a vulture.
Decomposers.
Okay.
And that which feed off of them. The rest of the cycle.
I see.
Spirits are, yes. It's not like a species. I can't point out like, oh, a raccoon is gonna come out of this. That's not how it works. They're more ephemeral.
I see. That's interesting. I've been alive for a long time, and spirits really aren't my specialty, I would say. A little bit of magic here and there, a little bit of law, but you and Miss Triss are the first ones I ever seen who interact with spirits like these.
Yeah.
Yours especially so.
Yeah, I still don't completely understand how Triss does it. I'm not. I've never really spoken to those behind the veil, but these I can wrap my head around.
I see.
I just can't. Yeah, It's easier in Primordial.
Well, unfortunately, that's not one of the languages I'm privy to. You got dwarf, though. I'm your guy.
What's a dwarf?
Okay, so dwarfs are stout, robust mountain folk, large beards, those are their most defining features, really. Humanoids. People is what a dwarf is. It's just a different kind of people, kind of like how Kid is an RJustice. It's different than human.
Okay. I just haven't seen him around.
That's fair. Hopefully. But a difference between a dwarf, a halfling, and a gnome. Like, he'll just like try and explain the difference between the three like shorter, stouter races or heritages.
And that's why they call it a bear.
So at the end of the day, just don't bring up Garl Glitter Gold, and you're mostly fine.
I'm gonna stare at my dead rat.
Anyway, it was good catching up.
Kids and their damn phones.
Kids and their damn rats.
Do you feel like we're still being hunted?
I've felt like I've been being hunted for the last 40 years. Hasn't stopped a single day. But as of recently, this Shadow Poncho man, I don't think he's left us alone. You want to try and meet him? We could try and lay a trap for him.
That's what I've been doing.
Defensive versus proactive traps are two different things. But if he's hunting, and he knows that we're laying a defense, if it was me, I would just toe the line. See how far you can get without setting anything off.
He's gonna figure out whether we're venomous or poisonous.
Yes, he will. If it is a he, we don't know. It's skull mask and poncho and all that. But they'll know. What do you think you are, Miss Rakel? Are you poisonous or are you venomous?
Neither.
It's good.
It's not a natural thing. But I use both when I need to.
Fair enough. I like that.
And she blows off one of the very venomous paper wasps.
Kid, you're playing your guitar.
Yes.
I think Smalls will pause his sweeping for a little bit to listen to you play.
If Kid notices there is like the boing as he stops playing and looks over to Smalls. You got any requests?
No, I like what you were playing.
he will continue.
He'll come over, and I think that this is very rare for him. He will sit down and rest, just sort of listening to you play with his eyes closed. And then he, like, looks over, and in between songs, he'll point to your rifle, and he'll say, "That's a fine firearm."
Yeah, my adoptive parents gave it to me after a while. Told me that it belonged to my mother before she passed.
He nods as though you're pointing out something obvious as the color of your hair.
Thanks, I guess?
You strike me as the kind of fella whose death is followed since you were born.
I mean, I've got a track record.
I'm the kind of guy who life won't quite let go of.
To be honest, I don't think I would want to trade with you.
Kind of nods.
We all gotta go sometimes. To whatever afterlife we are given.
He nods solemnly. We all gotta let go eventually. It's the way of things. We leave behind what we cling to for the people who are still living. And then we go on to feed new life. He looks over at the pump, and you can see like that like little bit of water that had come out of the pump has flowed sort of downhill, and you get the impression that during the time when this river was free flowing, it would bring life to miles and miles of land.
Think that pipe is just about primed?
There's still work to do.
What would it take to ease up that work? Would I know from assumption from an Arcana check? Could I do something about that?
The best thing that you can do is dismantle Leafy Springs board by board.
Well, that's on the docket anyway.
Yeah. Like essentially this is the place where ghosts are supposed to go. This is where the soul coins go. Like, the coins are intended to be let go of, and frittered away on, wishes in the well, until eventually the ghosts pass on. It's the way things are supposed to be. That is, going to be the way that would be best served, I think.
Maybe you can get a procession of ghosts coming up here eventually and tossing their coins down that well. Return this place to natural.
There's gonna be a lot of lost souls after you dismantle what they got going on up there. Somebody's gonna have to show them where to go.
And that's gonna be you.
If there's no one else.
Kid has stopped playing his guitar, resting it against like a stone structure. He'll rustle in his pack for his bottle of whiskey that he uses for the ritual that he does nightly, and he'll pour 2 cups for himself in smalls.
Mm-hmm.
Little offering for your next great venture.
Oh, thank you kindly. He'll take that, sort of tap his cup against yours, and he takes a slow sip of the whiskey, sort of looks into the middle distance and says, "You should look into how that firearm was made."
Why? Do you know it?
It has some history to it, I think.
Well, all right then. Next chance I get, I'll go see a gunsmith about a gun.
He drains that whiskey, tips the cup upside down, stands up to do some more sweeping. Sweep, 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 sweep.
Kid doesn't go for his guitar, he goes for his gun. And he just begins to flip it over in his hand like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay. Ruth, at some point during the night, you hear a rock clatter down the side of the ravine. And I think, you just got kind of an itchy trigger finger. You're hyper aware, and you look up, and you're worried that your eyes might be playing tricks on you. You thought you might have seen a shadow, like, disappear over the edge of the ravine, but you can't be sure.
I'm gonna stealth after it.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
Will the bees attack me if I leave?
No. The snare can be specified for
Gotcha.
to ignore certain creatures.
A
My
15.
blood sacrifice saved you.
15. All right. You sneak around. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Probably scramble up that wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perception.
Here I go with scrambling.
I'm a scrambling man. Got a 25.
You find a set of footprints. Your suspicion was correct. Somebody was watching you from the top of the ravine.
Can I look for footprints? I was gonna say hoof prints, but we already killed that guy.
Or did you? Yeah. There is a pretty clear set of footprints here. There's not a lot of wind tonight, and they're fresh. So yes, being that you are acting immediately, yes, you could follow these footprints.
Okay. I wanted to do a nature check to see if I can keep track of them.
Sure, go ahead.
Nature 16.
Okay. Yes. You are following these footprints. After some time, you can hear what sounds like hammers striking metal. It is eerie. It is the unmistakable sound of a team of workmen working on a railroad, but without any of the voices calling to each other. Normally people would be communicating with each other, maybe singing a song to keep themselves in time.
Yeah.
No, it is just the sound of hammers ringing against steel, and then wheels rolling, and shovels hitting dirt, but otherwise eerily silent. And as you get closer, you realize that it is a number of constructs that are building a rail away from the city. And as you're watching this, sort of like thinking to yourself, I don't know, what would Ruth be thinking to himself when seeing this?
I think he would probably think, I think the only thing that would come to his mind immediately is Skyrail.
Oh, it's grounded. It is on
Okay.
the ground. It's a mundane rail being built.
Where do you think you're going?
And as you're watching, there is a gunshot that goes off, and you see one of those constructs just sort of fall, and all of the constructs stop working. They look over to where that construct fell, and then they like look off in the direction that the bullet came from, and then there's kind of a rumbling sound. And then the ground opens up underneath them, and they all like get sucked underneath the ground.
Okay, I think I need to get to a different place.
As you're thinking that, you see a figure sort of walk out and kind of start investigating this area. It is a person in a poncho with a bandana over their face, and kind of a sort of skeletal motif on the bandana. And they kind of look around for a little bit, and then you see them kneel down next to one of the rails. And then they stand up, and as though they are snapping a branch in the woods, they pull up one of the rail ties and then just bend it under their boot. And then you see them sort of like walk over and kind of like bend that rail tie over the other one, and then do the same with the second rail tie, and just kind of tie it up into a little pretzel.
Ruth will watch for as long as he feels secure. He's not going to say anything. He's not going to make any like sharp movements to alert anybody that he's here. He's just going to watch this thing play out.
Okay. This person finishes vandalizing the rail here. Kind of like looks around, seems to be making sure that they didn't miss anything. And they walk behind the wagon that was like the way that like rails are made during this time is that there's usually like a wagon of some sort that's on the rails themselves,
Yeah.
that holds all of the instruments and like materials needed to build the rails, right? This person walks behind that, and you lose sight of them.
I'm going to creep one last time.
All right, give me a stealth.
Come on, feet don't fail me. That's a 19.
Okay. Let me look something up super quick. Okay. You're gonna creep up on this area, and what are you looking for?
I'm just going to look behind the rail car. I want to see if I can still maintain sight of this individual.
Okay.
And if I've lost them, I'm gone. Not
Yeah,
going
you
to
look
fuck around.
You look behind the rail car. They are nowhere to be seen.
Back to the camp. I have been
You
gone far too long.
You turn to leave, and you hear shifting from the top of the rail cart, and it sounds intentional. Like there's like a boot that like just sort of like very clearly skids across wood.
Clamber on up.
Okay.
If I'm hearing this, I'm gonna chase him.
This person is just sitting on top of the cart. And they'll look over at you.
Why have you been following us?
They just raise a gloved hand in front of them and give you sort of a shh motion.
Ruth's eyes will narrow. He'll pull out a hand axe and just give like a shrug, like you understand. Won't raise it, but he will stay quiet.
Okay. You're like holding it as in like a I'll defend myself
Yeah,
kind of way,
yeah.
or
Just
an,
like, hey man,
I'll
like,
kill you if you don't talk kind
no,
of way.
like not in an aggressive way, but pulling it out because like I don't have my weapons out, and this stranger is very clearly like in command or in charge of the direction of like where they are. So this is a very sharp, pointy way out if necessary.
You take out the axe, and like you see a very subtle shift in their body language. It turns from, just sort of like casual and relaxed to on guard. And as they do so, you hear the wind pick up and the shifting of sand, and your vision begins to warble as though you're looking across a hot desert. And then there is a quick, like, clap. I don't know how to describe it other than a clap. Like, you blink and it's almost like audible, and they're suddenly gone.
What the hell? He sort of just like gives a look around, puts the axe away, and then he's gonna go back to the rest of the party.
Okay. Throughout this entire experience, they were doing things that were beyond the limits of a normal person. And like it was all very strange and it was all very unsettling. But there's one thing that Ruth knows for certain. That person was using law.
Huh.
And as you head back to the camp, the wind whistles in a way that sounds eerily familiar. The tune of the Miner's Lament. And I think with that, that's where we're going to leave off for this week.
Yahoo and yeehaw! Wings, thank you so much for running this game. I had a blast playing in it, but I always have a blast whenever you're on the channel. Wings, where can we find you? What do you do?
Well, that is me, Wings, also known as Danae Keener, which means you can find me at a place called DanaeKeener.com. It redirects to my art site, where you can go and see all of the nerdy drawings that I do, mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. So go check it out, DanaeKeener.com.
Hello, everybody. It's me, RJ. You can catch me at RJustice282 on most socials. I'm doing a lot in a lot of places. I normally retweet whenever I go live. DanaeKeener.com.
Hello, everybody. I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp on the Twitters or the Twitches, the Twitters and the Instagrams. On Twitch, we are Hack Recklessly. The next time I'm going to be live is on Wednesday on Nerd Immersion's channel. We are doing The Lost Mines of Fandelver, and we are in Wave Echo Cave. We're also doing a game on Thursday, Tales of the Valiant, through Crit Hit Chronicles with the Cobalt Press, and we are just getting into that. I'm playing a character that is probably sociopathic, that doesn't know it, but he has morals. He's Dexter. That's me. DanaeKeener.com.
Why? I'm Cyber. I run the Sunday game. I play in this game. I stream on Cyber October 1 on Twitch. That's it. nakecoon.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey, Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this on Monday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and at 10:30 p.m. or 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sundays. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/Indoor Adventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards anywhere audio casts are available. You can find us there under the same moniker. But speaking of things that are being made available for free, we are going to be going into our Patreon supported after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to again join us at patreon.com/Indoor Adventures. But that is it for our game. So I'd like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. Wings, thank you so much for running this incredible game. And of course, thank you to these players for putting up with our bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you next time. All right, everybody. See you soon.